Thanks a lot for coming in.
Good morning, happy to be here.
Something about this community appeals to you?
This is a wonderful place to live.
For Kelowna Now, this is Camp Mulgat. And we're joined by Jen Calhoun and Tyler, who's also with us today, your son. It's good to have him along.
Thanks.
I mean, Tyler really symbolizes the fact that you've been able to become a mother and start living the kind of life that you might have dreamed of when you were younger, but this kind of life didn't seem possible to you, did it?
No.
When you were fully entrenched. Tell us what your life was like when it was at the low point. You were on Hastings, a lot of us have driven down there.
Yeah.
What was your life like? What did it consist of at that time?
Consisted of looking for my next place to sleep, which was typically behind a dumpster or at a bus stop. Struggling to find food and clean clothes or any kind of shelter. If it was pouring rain, I'd be walking for days in the same clothes.
And of course, looking for your next...
My next hit.
Your next hit.
Fix.
And in your case, that was crystal meth primarily?
Yeah. And crack cocaine as well as just cocaine.
Heroin was always never far out of reach, but you...
No, I was always a little too scared. I had tried it and never really enjoyed how it made me feel because it would always make me sick. So I thankfully never was into that.
So for how many years was that your life?
A good 5 to 6 years.
Yeah. And was there a moment, was there an incident or something that motivated you to try to break out of that pattern?
I listened to my gut. I felt my time coming. I saw all my friends dropping like flies. So I didn't want to be the next one.
Tell me about that. Like, how many friends?
I think I have a total of 4 friends from the downtown east side now that are still alive. Everybody else has either died or was killed.
What would be these deaths? Like, what was it from overdosing?
Overdoses mainly. A couple were shot. One girl froze in a park. Stabbings.
So you're looking at this thinking, not me.
Yeah, it scared me.
So there are outreach services for people to get into programs, but it sounds like that's not how you made your break.
No, I had tried detoxes a couple times, but everybody in there just sneak their drugs in and they glorify it and they start using in the bathrooms. Nobody really supervises anybody. So I knew I had to get out and far away. So my mom found me this place in Mayorthorpe, Alberta. It's a wild horse farm called Touchstone Farms. And I just got up and left and went straight there.
So there you are, a whole province away, no access to drugs, and going through, thank you, going through a sort of a detox process just all on your own.
Yep.
Was anyone there to hold your hand?
There was Mavis Gould. She was the owner of the farm. She had worked with troubled teens and addictions and stuff like that in her younger years. And then there was Wendy, her daughter, who was, anytime I needed somebody to talk to or anything, she was always there for me. She was understanding. She didn't judge me.
Right. Did you have any relapses, or could you? Was there at any point?
No, it was so far out, away from even the closest town. It was like a 2-hour walk to the closest town.
So how did you feel? Okay, now you're not getting these drugs. Your body's used to it. How did you feel, and at what point did you feel that you were, there?
It took a good couple weeks of lots and lots of sleep. After the first about 4 days, I just started pigging out on good food, good farm food, fresh, everything.
Yeah.
And then I just started to get busy with all the horses and the goats and just kept busy. And it just didn't even cross my mind at that point as I kept myself so busy. Because we'd be up from like about 5 and then go to bed at around 8, just constantly working.
Yeah.
outside in the fresh air.
So there you are, you're now living free of the drugs, you're clean in a way, but I mean, at what point are they not pulling at you to go back? How long does that really take?
I would say several years. Sometimes there were times where I'd just be like, I just want to give up and just go back and just try it again. And I knew that would be wrong for me. I would
Do you ever get those feelings even now?
once in a while, like I'll kind of think about it, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're talking because I think there's people that feel that for themselves or for their loved ones that it's not possible. That
It
once
is.
you're so entrenched that it is possible.
Yes, it is. I've seen it with the friends that are still alive. Like my friend George, he was heavily into heroin, injecting and everything. He is clean and basically running the Salvation Army downtown, down in the core of downtown in Vancouver.
In Vancouver.
Yeah.
So Kelowna is trying to grapple with, quite a problem with people who don't necessarily have a home and quite often have a drug addiction. When you look at it, do you see anything that can be done sort of as a policy to try to help more people experience the kind of success that you had?
It would help if so many people wouldn't look down on the people who are doing drugs or down on their luck. I know a lot of people, they look down on me and they judge me right away as soon as they know my past.
Even now?
Yeah, even now.
So when
People are like, you're scary.
when you like, if someone even knows that you have that in your past, that works against you.
Yeah, most of the time it does.
And that's one, we've spoken to a few people who are, where their life is in that sort of situation. And one of the things they find most upsetting is that people just walk by them and don't see them or refuse to look at them, refuse to acknowledge that they are a person.
That's true. I've felt that way many times. I've been beaten in the streets and people would just drive their cars around me and nobody would stop and help. I'd be freezing with just a t-shirt and shorts on in the winter in the snow.
Right.
People just walk past you and give you a dirty look.
So reminding ourselves that these are real people is important. But that's just an attitude. That's not a...
But I think we need more shelters. Some more strict rehabs.
Right.
Like where people are actually monitored.
The agreed upon policy seems to be, housing first. Get a roof over people's heads first. Don't take the drugs out of their hand on day one. Get a roof over their head and then allow them to access, therapy. Does that sound like the right formula? Like in your case, it was get away from the drugs.
Yeah.
Get thousands of miles away from the drugs, right? So what is the right answer there?
It all depends on the person and their will, I would say. But a lot of people, they do need a step up in order to start. I had some people look out for me, so I was able to possibly find the strength to go and do it on my own. A lot of people don't have family or friends.
So for people that don't have the support system that helped you make your break,
housing would definitely be the first step, I think.
Yeah. Some people are critical of these facilities that allow people to continue to use while they're in housing. But do you think that's a necessary part of it?
It would be helpful with the overdoses if there's a safe injection site or safe using sites.
Yeah. Well, in this community, there's like a mobile safe injection van that goes around and helps people be more safe with that. And
I'm not very familiar with what's in
well,
Kelowna.
Yeah, and I think the people who run those programs are happy to see that lives have been saved with it. Mm-hmm. Critics say that it's, that it just, for some people can kind of normalize their destructive behavior. But at any rate, how's Tyler doing over there?
He's being a monkey.
The kid just has no end of energy.
Nope.
But it took a lot of energy on your part, didn't it, to deal with this?
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for someone who might be looking at this thinking, I can't possibly get clean? Do you have any?
It's hard, but anybody can do it. It doesn't matter how bad or how far you're into it, you can pull yourself out. It's just whether or not you can stick with it.
And there's the reward right there, Tyler. Come here, Tyler. We're gonna say goodbye now. Hop up here, okay? Can you do that? Okay, he's not quite listening to my instructions, but anyway, Jen, it was really nice speaking with you, and thanks for coming in, and thank you too, Tyler. Can you declare it a wrap, Tyler?
Can you say all done?
All done? Anyway, thanks, Jen.
Okay.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.